Hello everyone, welcome to MVP Vishwakosha. Today we are discussing 23rd July 2025 current affairs. In that first point about recent news, that is US has delivered 3 AH-64E Apache attack helicopters to the Indian Army, marking the first batch of 6 ordered in February 2020 under a $600 million, okay, that is rupees 5,691 crore contract. Okay, that actually delivery and deployment. The helicopters arrived via Antonov AN 124 cargo flight, touching down Hindon Air Force Station near Delhi on this July 22nd, 2025. After departing Boeing Mesa facility in Arizona around July 19 with stops at London and Dubai airports. Okay, this delivery ended a series of delays caused by global supply chain disruption, pushbacks into 2025, and technical holdups with the Boeing production chain. And also, the Indian Army formally inducted the first tranche on July 22nd, 2025, calling them tanks in the air for their heavy firepower and advanced multi-domain combat capability. Very important for operational. It is important. These AH-64E helicopters are the most advanced variant of Boeing Apache lines, featuring upgraded sensors and improved night vision, navigation system, and networked weapon control capabilities. And once in service, they will join the 451 Army Aviation Squadron, raised in March 2024 at Jodhpur, and significantly boost the Army's strike, anti-armor and reconnaissance capabilities in sensitive western sectors. Very important. That is 3 Apache helicopters delivered, and also it is very important that AH-64E Apache Guardian is among world's most lethal and attack helicopters, okay, equipped to target armored vehicles and also engage in all-weather night operations. Okay, already I told, and also operate within network-centric warfare doctrines, and also adding this to its fleet helps in Indian Army fill long-standing capability gap, offering a credible counterbalance to armored threats near the western border, and also deployment also significance closer defense collaboration between India and the US in recent years. Okay, this is about recent Apache helicopter delivery. Okay, next news about the recent Vice President Jagdeep Dhankhar's recent resignation. That is on July 21st, 2025. Jagdeep Dhankhar resigned with immediate effect as Vice President of India, citing health issues and need to follow medical advice. He resigned under that Article 67A, very important articles of the Constitution of India. His resignation coincided with the first day of the monsoon session of Parliament, which he had chaired as ex officio Rajya Sabha chairman. Vice President is ex officio chairman of that Rajya Sabha, right? And also formal letter and acknowledgement. Then his resignation letter addressed to President Draupadi Murmu, and Dhankhar expressed a deep gratitude for her unwavering support and positive working relationship, and also thanked Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Council of Ministers and Member of Parliament for their cooperation and all. Okay, constitution and procedural implication. He became the first vice president in India's history to voluntarily resign in midterm, ending a tenure that formally ran from August 11, 2022 to July 21st, 2025, 2 years before the that scheduled end in 2027. And his resignation triggered a vacancy in the office of Vice President and Rajya Sabha Chairperson. The Deputy Chairman of Rajya Sabha, currently Harivamshu Narayan Singh, will act as interim presiding officer until a new Vice President is elected. Okay. Next step is the Election Commission of India has begun preparation for the early vice presidential election, which must be held in as soon as possible, since there is no fixed constitutional deadline. In the case of midterm resignation, voting will be conducted through a secret ballot via proportional representation by an electoral college consisting of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha members, including nominated members of the Rajya Sabha. And also some reactions and political context, that official stands and opposition and media, all that opposition will be there, right? And also some sessions in dynamics, that during the monsoon session, nearly 30 adjournment notices seeking debate on his resignations were rejected by the Rajya Sabha deputy chairman also. Okay, very important recent that is Jagdeep Dhankhar's resignation. Next point that is Bitra Island, that is Lakshadweep, is an controversy that is Lakshadweep's revenue department issued a notification proposing the full acquisition of Bitra Island, transferring its land to relevant central defense and strategic agency. It is the smallest inhabited island in Indian territory, about 0.09 square kilometer, home to around 105 to 350 people. Okay, about 271 resident as per 2011 census. The move is justified by the government on grounds of strategic location, national security relevance, and logistical challenge of civilian habitation. Strategically important. It is a Vitra would join Kavaratti, okay, and Minicoy and the third defense establishment in Lakshadweep. This region is critical for monitoring maritime corridors in the Arabian Sea, particularly that is piracy routes and major shipping lanes. Okay, some local opposition will be there, mobilization and all, and also legal and procedural aspects. This process falls under the right to fair compensation and transparency in land acquisition, rehabilitation, and resettlement act 2013. And also some social impact assessment is mandated with stakeholders consultation, and a 2-month deadline for survey completion. And also crucial landowner and community consent is not mandatory under the law, a point of major contention among critics. Okay, that is about that Lakshadweep administration want to take over Bitra for defensive, citing strategic significance. Okay, and also Iceland resident and their MP are strongly reciting. A formal social impact assessment will. Okay, that is about recent news about the Iceland. Next about that is MiG-21 fleet, that is jet of a Indian Air Force in service, that is retirement. Okay, that is service since 1963. It is said to be fully retired on September 19, 2025 with a ceremonial farewell at Chandigarh Air Base. Okay, that is flown by the 23rd Squadron Pantheras from the Nal Air Bases in Rajasthan. India will now formally retire its last MiG-21 after 62 years of service, marking the end of 6-decade legacy. And also operational legacy, some MiG-21 was India's first supersonic fighter, playing key role in the 1965 and 1971 Indo-Pak wars and the 1999 Kargil conflict and the 2019 Balakot airstrikes, including the engagement by Wing Commander Abhinandan Vardhaman. With over 850 units inducted, of which around 600 were locally built by HAL, the aircraft was once the largest single type fleet of IAF. Okay. And coming to here, the safety and curtailing factor, despite its combat achievement, the MiG-21, that is grim nicknames, that is Flying Coffin, okay, and Widowmaker, credited to its poor safety recorded over decades with over 400 crashes and 200 plus pilots lost alongside civilian fatalities. Okay, multiple delays in replacing it with the HAL. Tejas Mark 1A, primarily due to slow engine deliveries from GE Aerospace, extended MiG-21 service well beyond its intended retirement. Okay. So that after mid 2025, the only two MiG-21 mission squadrons remain active based in Null Airbus, Rajasthan. Okay, following retirement, IAF's combat squadron strength will fall to 29, its lowest level since 1960, well below authorized strength of 42 squadrons. Okay, then that after this, Tejas Mark 1A is to replace that MiG-21 is expected to deliveries now extending through March 2026, limited by production bottlenecks and weapons integration timeline. Beyond immediate replacement, India is eyeing next generation platform like F-35, Sukhoi 57 via foreign acquisition and trying towards indigenous advanced medium combat aircraft. Okay, very important. That is about recent MiG-21 retirement. Next about recent news, that is about Hatti tribe. Okay, that is Hatti tribes traditionally polyandry custom, also known as Jodidara or Jajda, and is that is recent news that is in Shelly village of Himachal. Okay, Sunita Chauhan married two brothers Pradeep and Kapil Negi. A 3-day public ceremony beginning. Okay, on this July. Okay, that concluded. This continued, that is Jodidara, is a traditional practice of polyandry where a woman marries multiple brothers among the Hatti tribe. This event gained widespread coverage and social media traction as a symbolic and consensual reaffirmation of indigenous culture and practice. So Jodidara is this is a centuries-old practice specific to the Hatti tribe living in the Transgiri region along the Himachal-Uttarakhand border is officially recognized under Himachal Pradesh revenue law. This practice aims to preserve ancestral land ownership, prevent fragmentation, and maintain economic stability in the terrain. With limited cultivable land and offspring are collectively raised and rotational living arrangement are followed under mutually agreed terms. Although polyandry is broadly disallowed by Indian law, the Himachal Pradesh High Court has upheld Jodidara's legitimacy for tribal group like Hattis under regional customary laws, sometimes referred as Jodidar law. Okay, very important. Some community and legal context and significance and cultural implications of Hatti tribes. Okay, commitment to preserving their cultural identity through Jodidara and balancing tradition and autonomy, that familial unity and land preservation, and also the all that voluntary and respected, and has sparked that broader discussion about recent news, that is about Hatti tribe, that is Jodidara. And next about recent news, that is Indian Air Force exercise, that is 3-day border exercise in Rajasthan. IFA is conducting major air exercise across Jaisalmer and Barmer and Jodhpur near Pakistan border to evaluate operational readiness and strategic deterrence. The drills include day and night sorties using Rafale, Sukhoi 30, Mirage 2000 and Jaguar jets. Activities are coordinated from Jodhpur and Uttaralai Air Base with flying over Pokhran Field Firing Range. A notice of airman NOTM was issued to clear civilian airspace for risk-free operation. While officially described as routine, experts note that timing and location send a clear strategic signal to Pakistan, especially amid recent drone and infiltration threats along western borders. Okay, very important, that is exercise and all. Okay, strategically important that I have heightened operational all that about recent operation Sindur. Okay, that is about recent IAF exercise. Next, about recent news about Mangal Pandey. Okay, Mangal Pandey's that is birth anniversary of the freedom fighter Mangal Pandey. Okay, observed on July 19, 2025. It's marking his 198th birth anniversary. Okay, national tribute to and commemoration. PM Modi and other leaders. Prime Minister Narendra Modi paid heartfelt tribute to Mangal Pandey, referring to him as a pioneering warrior whose act to defense sparkled India's first war of independence, and he emphasized that Pandey's courage remains a guiding inspiration for the nation. Okay, and also Union Home Minister Amit Shah, JP Nadda, and Defense Minister Rajnath Singh also offered their homage through social medias. Historical context very important. Birth anniversary, that is July 19, celebrated across India as a day of remembrance. Pandey's role in awakening anti-colonial resistance, and also his 1857 action is widely considered as a catalyst that ignited the broader uprising against colonial rule. And also symbolism, Pandey is often evoked as a symbol of courage, resistance, and early nationalism. His legacy woven into modern educational narratives and public memory. Okay, and also that is about recent, that is birth anniversary of Mangal Pandey. Next news about Epstein Files. Okay, that is a controversy issue. That is USA issue. What do you mean by Epstein Files means that is according to that FBI generated evidence index that remaining unreleased material include 40 plus computer, 26 storage drive, 70 plus CDs, and multiple recording device, physical items, photographs, flight logs, message tablets, blueprints, and Epstein properties cache, more and all. The Wage described document with names and employee contact lists. The DO is assert legal constraint prevent a disclosure with the redacting sensitive victim data. Okay, and that is an issue. Okay, recent issue. Okay, important. That is a political issue. That is about Epstein Files in USA. Next is about Bharat NCX. NCX means National Cyber Security Exercise. India's flagship national cyber security exercise commenced Okay, and runs it will until August 1st. Okay. Started in July 21st and runs until August 1st. That is by the National Security Council Secretariat in collaboration with the Rashtriya Raksha University. The event was inaugurated by the Deputy NS TV Ravichandran in presence of RRU Vice Chancellor Professor Bhima N. Patel. Some core themes are live fire simulations and AI in cybersecurity workshop and STRA TX, a strategic decision making exercise, and also Cisco Conclave and startup exhibitions and all. Okay, very important that the scale and significance and 1,000 stakeholders spanning government agency, defense, intelligence, industry leaders, academia, and all. Okay, it is about Bharat NCX. Next point that is about last news that is. Recent new Manipur, that is Second World War relics. Okay, that is what happened. That is construction workers in Langtabal, Impal West districts unearthed a stash of World War II era military relics buried about 4 feet underground during site excavation near Kanchipur Hills, a known Allied military encampment during the Battle of Impal 1944. Items recovered among rusted shell casing and ammunitions and a hand grenade and artillery shells, water bottles, tin cans and spades, and correlated metal box and other unidentified military supply. Historical significance, the site lies close to that Kanchipur Hills, which hosted a major Allied camp in the 1944 campaign. The recovery of directed link to Battle of Impal, fought alongside Kohima, which halted the Japanese advance into British India and is considered among the most decisive battles in the Burma campaign. Casualty were over 54,000 Japanese and more than 12,000 Allied troops were killed and injured in the campaign. Okay. Preservation and future plan will be that Manipur Archaeological Department for documentation and safekeeping expert including Second World War Impal campaign foundation are involved in further excavation and verification. Authorities are considering displaying the artifacts at the Impal Peace Museum. Very important that Manipur a pivotal role in World War II and war archaeology and heritage preservation and memorialize sites like all that sites which are important. Okay. That is about recent news about Manipur. Okay. That is about 23rd July 2025 current affairs. Thank you. Support me for further videos so that I can analyze all the topics required for UPSC and all competitive exams. Thank you.